Hello and welcome to another Wednesday evening chat with Louise. Something came up in my Facebook memories today, and it was of a very disappointing trip to Finn's school careers. It was at that stage where he was choosing his options at school for the GCSEs or whatever it is they do nowadays. Just shows how old I am when I say that, doesn't it? And how on earth are you meant to know what you want to do at that age? And speaking to people now, how hard it is to just to know what you want to do with your life. So many people, I don't care what age they are, it's such a why are we here? What are we doing here? And it's really struck a chord this week, talking to people and asking them how they knew what they wanted to do with their life. And a lot of the times the answers I've got are, we still don't. And the book that it's by Dr. Seuss, and it's called Maybe You Should Fly a Jet, Maybe You Could Be a Vet. And it goes on, and it's a rhyming story about all the different careers you could have. And when we went to his careers evening, basically they just wanted to know which university he was going to go to, and then told him what he would have to do to get there, really. It wasn't about what he enjoyed, what he was passionate about, what he wanted to do with his life. It was just, you are going to do this. And I know when I was at school, we went to the same school. I went to the same school as my mum. It's the whole family have been to that school, and it's a traditional grammar school. And yes, it was very rigid in its views. And we're in a holiday area, so Saturday jobs is the norm for most kids. 13, 14 onwards, you get a Saturday job. So I remember at the time I loved art. I'm definitely right brain creative. I'm out there with wanting to make things. I'm hands-on, love things, creative from a writing perspective, but definitely when you get to the sciences and maths and things, it was just like this complete mental block. So my mum said, I want to be a commercial artist. She went, no, you're not good enough. She was an artist herself, so I took her word on that. And she just rang around all the hairdressers, and I got a Saturday job as a hairdresser. So when it got to careers for me, and I said I was going to go into hairdressing full time, they didn't even book me a careers appointment. They just laughed at me, and it was a write-off because I didn't want to go to university. I wasn't going to do A-levels, and I wasn't going to tick their boxes. And going back to, obviously, that was the 80s when I left. So, and we only just got computers in schools there. God, that makes me feel so old. Mobile phones with bricks around. So it was just interesting times. But it was easy in the respect that when I took my exams, my family were like, just do your best. I never felt pressured at all. Never felt pressured. And it didn't really matter. And then I went back to uni after college, got all my teaching qualifications and went on to teach hairdressing for a while. And then I became an antique dealer. Did anybody ever sit me down and say, are you interested in history? What's your creative? There's so many things now I look at. What are my interests in life now? Wish I'd been allowed to do joinery, building work. God, I could have done so much more work on my own place. That would have been immense. I would have loved archaeology. The whole thing with my metal detector and everything like that. I love history. Was I encouraged in that direction? Absolutely not. I love being organised as well. If my friends want help getting their places organised, I'm the first one in there rearranging things and loving it. And those are the things that I enjoy. I like writing, I like painting. All that creativity makes me buzz and makes me excited. So yes, the hairdressing side did scratch that itch for a while. Also then the looking for things, the antique things and restoring and things like that, really enjoy. It wasn't on the careers list though, was it? So when it came to Finn's time and him, the pressure they were put under for their, A-levels and to get into uni and everything. Yes, he was suicidal after his GCSEs because the pressure they put was immense. And again, it was you are going to do this and you're going to do that. And he set himself up to do law to begin with, and we had a year when he was very unhappy, changed into politics, thoroughly enjoyed that because he loves that, but Again, what do you do with it when you get out? So as he's 24 and I'm still seeing him navigating his way through life. And the only advice I can give to him is you work all your life. So if you're going to work all your life, why not make it something that you enjoy? It's got to be something you're happy doing. And then the other thing is, don't have a lifestyle that makes you want to have to work all the time to pay for it. Better to earn just enough to live. So, work to live, not live to work. And it's easy to say when you get older, because when you're younger, yes, you want the car, you want the house, you want the holidays. But now I'd trade all that for my little room that I live in, as long as I can go on holidays, as long as I can go on adventures and have time. So often I am time rich and probably financially poor, but to have that quality where if I want to, I could just sit and think for a day. And there's nobody saying I can't do that or I can do that. A lot of people look at me, and because of the colour of my hair, they presume, and the fact that I do what I do, they think I'm a lot older and I'm retired. And it's like, no, I'm not. I still work, but I work for me. In the summertime, I'll get up really early. I'll be off to the car boots. I'll be getting my stuff listed. Everything will be done. By about 11, 12 o'clock, I'm on the beach. And I'll spend my afternoons on the beach. And this year I'll probably be doing a lot of metal detecting and visiting all the places I love to go. So yeah, there's not been a lot on my Sunday vlogs lately because it's just the wrong time of year for getting out there. But I will be visiting some more stone circles and going to some of the places I love to go. So there will be more of those to come. But I've digressed. How do you know what you want to do with your life? And I feel so many people still don't know. I don't know whether this is part of as you go along. I mean, I've got a friend who's a sound engineer, and I just said to him the other day, how did you get into that? Did they ever tell you about that at school? And of course the answer to that was no, of course they hadn't. And he got into it for his love of music, playing in a band, then the band needed that, and it went on, and he's had a great career. So all those really interesting, fascinating jobs, where do you get to know about them? So many people follow in family history. My dad was a farmer, and if I'd really wanted to farm, we would have carried on farming. But sadly for him, he had 4 girls that didn't want to farm. And to be honest, it was too small a farm to sustain us. So, but when you look at other jobs that people repeat and go into, and how many times people fall into things because that was what was expected of them. I know so many girls that end up being in offices because it's acceptable. It was a little job that will bring the money in. But now we live in a society where families, women especially, you have to work as well as bring your kids up because the cost of living is what it is. So where you had that traditional lovely family unit, dad went to work, mum stayed at home, was the homemaker, don't get me wrong, it's flipping hard work, but now you're meant to do all that and go to work. So it's no wonder people get lost in that, where's the joy in life for me? And they live for that 2 weeks abroad once a year if they're lucky, and the weekends where you spend it cleaning, and if you're lucky if you get a rest on Sunday. There has to be balance. So I think I want to just say to people that don't know what they're doing with their life, and I don't think it matters what age you are, but it's sitting there thinking, what really makes you happy? When you read or when you write, or is there just little glimmers in your day where you can actually sit and think, God, I really enjoyed that. Helping people it can be, talking to people. Could you be a counsellor with all your life experience? What are all those jobs out there that perhaps we don't think about? And I'd just like to think that we could perhaps spark some more interesting things. And when you meet people and ask them what they do, don't ask them what they do from what do you do? How much do you earn kind of thing. Ask them what they do because you're genuinely interested. And when I meet somebody who's passionate about what they do, who loves what they do, loves their job so it doesn't feel like a job, then I'm really interested and I want to know about it. So if you don't even have that little spark of passion about your life, of what you do, talk to people, ask them what they do, find the people that are really excited about their life. And I say, I don't think this is age related. I just feel the young people today, they've got more pressure on them, and in a lot of respects it's even harder. I say young people, gosh, I sound like my mum. I never thought I was going to get to this stage, but I have. Anyway, I've gone on far too long. Just food for thought again. But let's see if everything that, that we do in our lives can spark a bit of joy in us every day. Thank you for being here once again. I really appreciate it. Bye.